Everybody, it's Dana. Welcome back to my channel. And I first want to apologize for it being so long since I have put up a video. I just been busy, even though we're all quarantined and stuff, there's still so much to do. And I've been also busy making masks for my family and for when we go out. And if you're interested in seeing those, let me know. And I can do a video on that. But I'm excited to finally start on my Alice journals. And so today I wanted to work on the covers. So I'm going to do a fabric cover. And let me just show you the materials I'm using. So this is just a 9x12 envelope that I, glued the flap down. And I've put a layer of cotton batting on it. Just with Fabri-Tac, and it's the exact size of the envelope, so it's 9x12. And I got, this is a canvas material, a light canvas material. I got this on AliExpress. I was searching and Googling Alice in Wonderland fabrics, and that's what came up. So I got a yard of it, and I love this because I think what I'm going to do is use that frayed edge, and that's the way my covers are going to be, because I just love that look. And then for the inside cover of the journal, I've just pulled some Tim Holtz. Not my favorite image, especially for Alice in Wonderland, but the reverse side is perfect. So that's what I'm going to use for my inside front and back cover. And let me show you the signatures that I've got. I'm doing 4 of these at the same time because I printed way too much paper. And so I had enough to do 4 signatures. So the digitals I'm using are from an Etsy shop called My Porch Prints. Porch. My Porch Prints. So those are my digital files. I'm using 8x8 Stamperia Alice scrapbooking paper. And then, other than that, I've just got stuff from my stash. Coffee dyed paper. Aren't these images awesome? This is ledger paper. And I printed my digitals one-sided. Because it just gives more journaling space to the journal. There's going to be plenty of places to put pockets and things like that. So even if I put a pocket on a piece of coffee dyed paper, I printed single-sided, so there's tons of journaling space in here. So we can even use some of the stronger cardstock. I printed the backgrounds on cardstock, and then these images, let me find one, the image sheets, here's like the other side of it, isn't that beautiful? I printed on just copy paper. So that's what we're using. So let's get started. So I already have my batting glued onto my envelope. So I just need to glue this down just like that. So let's do that. And I'm just going to use Fabri-Tac because I am like, I ordered glue today because I'm almost, this is all the art glitter glue I have left. And it's like here. I'm like, oh no, that won't do. So I ordered more art glitter glue today, and my Fabri-Tac bottle is about a little over halfway gone. So, but I can get that anywhere. I can get it when I go to Walmart or whatever. So I'm just going to run Fabri-Tac around the edge. And then all along the middle. So I hope y'all are doing well. We're doing good, just quarantined, and school's closed. My daughter's school's closed through the end of the year, so she won't physically be going back to school until fall. But she does have, they've started all online classes and stuff for her for her school right now. So she's got those assignments that she has to do every week. Okay, so I'm just going to take my paper that I've already inked the edges of in order to just knock back the white edge. And this is the exact size of the envelope. So I'm just going to line it up on the edge, making sure to get that lined up really good. And like I see just a tad bit of the envelope showing here. And what I'll do after I sew the cover onto it is I'll just take ink to that just to blend that in. So we're going to glue this down and let that sit. So let me grab one that's already dry. So we're going to set this aside to dry because I don't want to take it to my sewing machine while it's wet. So let me grab one that's dry. So here's one I have that's dry. And we'll take a piece of our fabric here. And this, there's no right up or down on this. It's just, you know, all kind of willy-nilly here. So I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to lay my I think I'm just going to tack this down just a little. I'm going to put just a little bit of Fabri-Tac on, just so it doesn't move while I'm sewing. Just kind of dab that on a little. I don't want it to shift on me. Get this glue off my fingers here. Okay. Now I've cut the fabric to where it's over the edge a bit because I want to be able to fray it like this edge over here. And actually I want to move it over because I want to use that frayed edge because it's already frayed. So I'm going to put it close to that frayed edge there. And then I'm just going to smooth it. Smooth it down. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and I'm going to zigzag very close to the edge, catching the fabric and the paper. So I'm just going to zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. And you'll see when I'm done, it'll leave this edge here that we can fray. Okay? So I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back from my sewing machine and I want to show you up close. I've zigzagged, okay, and I have caught just the paper and the edge of the fabric all the way across, and what that does is it kind of pinches that fabric down so that you cannot see the envelope. You see that? So all the way around, so that little piece of envelope that was showing isn't showing anymore. Okay, so I've done that all the way around. Here's my frayed edge. Okay, so now we want to make the rest of the edges look like this. Okay, so what I'm going to do, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this down. It's about maybe 1/4 of an inch of fabric that I'm leaving. And I want to fray the rest of my edges. So I'll just get this trimmed down. And I can see as I'm trimming, I can actually see some of the envelope along this edge, but that's okay. I can take some ink to that, or actually it looks like it blends in with these flowers. I may not worry about it at all. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is just take my pokey tool to this fabric. It is canvas. And I just want to start getting some strings. Being careful though, because I don't want to like tear my stitches. But you should be able to grab, kind of like burlap, you should be able to grab the stitches, the strings fairly easily. And we'll just do that kind of all the way around. Okay, see how those are nicely frayed now? And we'll just kind of rough them up a little, because we don't want them to look pristine. We want them to have a nice kind of rugged look. And if some of them catch and they're too long, just trim them off to the length that you want them. That matches kind of everything else. Okay, I've got some more to do over here. And when I cut them off like this, it's when I feel resistance. When I go to pull and I feel resistance, and so I stop. If I'm feeling resistance, I don't go any further. Okay, so on this side now, we'll start grabbing strings over here. And that's going to make a nice, see, that's, I got some resistance there, so I'm just going to cut it off. Don't get too feisty with it. We want it to look nice, and that looks good. Okay. Now on this side, last side. And then I'll show you what I've decided to do on the cover itself. Really cute. Super happy with it. The My Porch prints had these, like, it was a separate purchase. It wasn't with the prints. It was these Alice playing cards. And they're beautiful. And so I did buy those additionally to the prints. And I'm going to put some on the cover. Okay, that side's done, but this side needs a little more. I see a few more rows of thread here that I'd like to pull off. This is being stubborn over here, but just keep working at it. As soon as you get them free, and then you can just trim them. I still have some little ones over here that I need to get out. Okay. All right, that looks good. So let me kind of rough this up a little. Okay, and there's what our edges look like. Really cute, right? Okay, move this aside. Get all these strings and trash out of the way. And now I want to fold this in half gently. Some extra strings hanging. We'll grab those in a minute. I love the feel of that light canvas. It's really nice. Okay. So that's what we have. Really cute. And so our signature will go in like this. Nice. Okay. And what I always do is, because they always kind of fan like this when you first make them, but as you work with them and close them and stuff, they flatten out nicely. And if you're finding that it's not flattening out nicely, you can put it under a book weight like this and leave it overnight. You can do that, or a heavy book or something like that. Okay, so here's what I've done. The Stamperia paper came with these like journaling cards here, and then the My Porch print, I told you the little thing of cards. So all I did was I stitched around the card, then I kind of at an angle and lower glued this to it, and then I zigzagged down. So I'm going to have that go right in the center here. So what I want to do though is I want to add some coffee dyed cheesecloth underneath this. I can't seem to get my layers apart. I know this is 2 layers. There we go. I want to cut this. Kind of layer these together a little bit. I'm going to put my book weight on this just to kind of hold it down while we're working with it. I want this kind of right in the middle. Okay, and then this piece I think I'll put maybe here, maybe a little lower, kind of like this. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now when I use cheesecloth, what I do is I put glue on my piece that's going on top of it. That way it doesn't show around there. And then I just will add dabs of it where I need it. So I'm going to glue all over this piece that I had, these 2 cards that I had stitched together, so that it grabs as much of that cheesecloth as possible. Okay, I'm going to stand up so that I can center this. Or like right here. And I'm just going to hold this down and let that glue grab. Now, also what I've made out of just some lace and trim is these little kind of little snippet thing. It's just a little bit of lace with this little flower trim on it that I glued together last night and let them sit overnight. They didn't need to sit overnight because I just used Fabri-Tac. And because I thought it needed something right here. So I made this to go right here. And I thought that would look cute. So I'm going to put glue on this around the thickest edge. Down the middle. And then also on the 2 ends that are hanging off of the... There is no glue there. I don't know why it didn't squirt out. There. Okay, and I'm just going to lay this down now. Just kind of at an angle right here. Okay. That's fraying a little, but I kind of like that look, so I'm going to leave it. And there's our cover for our Alice journals. And I've done multiple, so all 4 covers will look pretty much the same. They'll just use different journaling cards, but they're designed just like this. So I hope you like this and you're excited to go on this journey with me on doing our Alice in Wonderland journals. Follow along, and I'll see you in the next video. And as always, you guys have a great day. God bless and stay safe. Bye-bye.